What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
It's time for another
Monday
motivation chat. Hey. We really should come up with a song, I think. A melody or something.
It is Monday, motivation. Oh, when Monday comes. I don't know.
Oh, that was about to be that. It was like kind of like the beat of that one show.
Yes, Living Singles.
Yes, I was gonna say in Living Color, but that one.
All right, so obviously it looks a little different today.
Yes,
we're doing something a little different. So before we go into what we're doing,
recap last week.
We'll recap last week.
Yes. We had an awesome chat.
Yes, we did. We chatted with
Darrell and Sandra,
the owners of His and Her Juices. And they are, I feel like, the epitome of, hey, what's going on, Maria? They are like the epitome of when one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.
All right, and just like making the best out of not the greatest situation. You know, they're this year with the pandemic, a lot of us were affected in a multitude of ways, and their story was just that. And rather than get knocked into the ground, they were able to create something incredible through it.
Yeah. Something that they're learning and growing through in so many different ways. So you guys didn't tune in last week, catch the recap on the replay. So today, so excited.
So today we're going to be doing something different. We are going to be doing a, what did you call it? You gave it like a fancy name.
I did?
Like a kitchen edition.
Oh, kitchen series. Monday motivation kitchen series. More like dining room series, but you get the point. And so we're so excited to be chatting with the brains behind
Katie Fox.
Yes.
The mind behind the Groovy Foody.
Yes. If you don't follow her, go follow her. Her pictures, like you literally could eat a meal and then her photo pops up and you're like salivating. It's ridiculous.
So let's bring her in. We're going to go over what we'll be doing today.
Hey, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
So, I'm willing to sample anything made. Yes, I'll save you one. Okay. So before we get into our kitchen series, introduce your beautiful self.
So my name's Katie. I'm the mind behind Groovy Foody. Food is legitimately my life. I work out so I can eat more.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say, honestly. I'm so awkward at these things.
It's okay. So let's tell everybody about what we're gonna do today and what was the inspiration for today's dessert snack.
So we're gonna be making little Reese cups. Honestly, the reason why I made these is because Reese's, it's not even real peanut butter. If you look at the ingredient list, I don't know what it is. It's just a bunch of sugar. So I'm gonna be making little baby ones. You guys can make normal size ones, but these are just easier for me to grab and go. Like I just had like 3 of these for breakfast today. It was great.
So good. I never paid attention. I don't eat candy. I'm not a candy person, but Reese's is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that you made these, you changed my life forever.
Good, I'm glad. I mean, these are really only 3. I mean, the base is only 3 ingredients. And if you want to add any extra, you can add extra. But if you look at like a Reese's, the ingredient list is probably like what, like over 10 things. And it's like for what? It should just be chocolate, peanut butter, and some form of sweetener, but it's not. And that's just how the industry gets you.
It tastes so good.
I'm just very health conscious for the most part. Even though like I'm posting a lot, I'm pretty soon coming up. I'm gonna be posting a lot of Christmas things. Like, let me show you something.
Ooh, yes. Guys, we're getting ready before Instagram gets it. The post feed
I
inside
made these cute little like what are these called? Cupcake toppers.
Oh,
okay.
they're edible?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just white chocolate mixed
So
with different
cute.
colors.
I cannot wait to see the final photo.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh my God.
super simple.
No, I don't believe in white chocolate. Like, first of all, we should give it another name because that's a sin.
What's
Okay?
this
White chocolate.
in?
Why can't it
Okay.
just be white candy?
Yeah, because it's not really chocolate. It's just
Exactly.
sugar.
Exactly. White
I
sugar.
agree.
Sugar. What? It's not chocolate. Okay. End rant.
You should do a poll. See what people think that is chocolate and what people don't. Because I know some people who definitely think that it's chocolate because they like it so much.
There's one person watching right now that completely disagrees with me because she like eats white chocolate Reese's, white chocolate Kit Kat.
That sounds like one of my friends. He's the same way.
We're just gonna have to do a national poll and see about this. So one thing for sure. So the main ingredient in today's delicious snack is chocolate, and I kind of went crazy. So I got a semi-sweet bag. I got a Nestle dark chocolate bag. Sometimes some of these bags I be reading it's not like full chocolate, right? Like it says chocolate then cocoa butter. But then I got this one.
Oh, you did go all out.
Wait, one last one. Wait. Espresso.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you should definitely use that one. Heck yeah.
This one is mine. You can have some. This one's mine.
Okay.
I'll share. So before we get into the first step of what we have to do, tell us about how Groovy Foody was just an idea.
Groovy Foody started off because sometimes I would look online, maybe back when I was in college, I would look online and you would go to like a blog or just say like an Instagram post, and you would be scrolling through someone's page who had their own food blog, and you would want the recipe, but they're like, oh, you have to go to their website, but Instagram doesn't let you link an actual website to just click on. So it's annoying. So then you're just like, well, no, I don't want to look at your recipe then. So the whole reason behind Groovy Foody is so you can literally just click on the picture and the ingredients and the recipe is right there. Because it's so annoying otherwise. I can't stand when people don't post a recipe with it. It's like, no, you just lost me as like a customer.
That's true. And the way you do yours is so simple.
Mm-hmm.
And even with your commentary of like, oh, this is what I used, or here's your supplement, it's so easy and simple to read. You can screenshot it so you can go back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so. You're gonna have a cookbook one day, and it's gonna.
That's the goal.
I could just literally, you can just take your photos and the way that you put it on Instagram, like side by side, and that's a cookbook because you do it so simple, so easy, so clean. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. If I didn't have to wash dishes, I would cook more.
That's a whole mood.
Everything on your page.
Why don't you cook and make him clean?
I do clean. I can't cook without like the kitchen being clean. Like I gotta make sure that everything's like cleaned up and like the sink is clear. Where you're just
I'm a tornado. And then I also leave, like, I don't know why. I don't even know that I'm doing it. I leave all the cabinets open.
It'll be like all this stuff. Like, what did you make? And she's like, a sandwich. I'm like, why is there so many?
Best sandwich you'll ever have.
All right. So, what's the first step in our Reese's cup recipe?
So take your chocolate. I'm using the Enjoy Life brand because, like I said, I'm health conscious. So this only has 3 ingredients in it. Just take your chocolate and put it into a bowl. And if you want to help it melt a little bit better, you can add just like a little bit of butter to it.
Oh, okay. I did think of that. I could be like because we have yeah. So we could do like different chocolate. Oh, you can't back into. What is it about the butter that makes it melt faster?
Well, the butter just kind of helps make it smoother.
Ooh. What is it? So, like, for instance, this one has sugar, palm front, or cocoa crush, roast. Oh, this is the roasted coffee, cocoa, hydrogenated palm oil, concentrated.
Sounds like a whole lot.
Mm.
You doing the
Yeah,
espresso?
of course.
All right. Well,
You
I'm
do that.
doing the.
Whichever one.
I'm gonna do the semi-sweet.
Okay, so you'll make the one with the boiler thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm using semi-sweet as well.
As you should.
Oh, also before we after you do that, I would put your liners into your cupcake. Or how are you? Do you guys have like a cupcake tin? Okay, perfect. You guys are all ready to go.
Yes, yes. You can't see our full setup, but I was trying to be legit here. Like, I have my marshmallows in like a cute little
Oh, that is cute. You don't have your fluff anymore? Didn't you have fluff?
girl.
Boy, he.
Was eating it. I didn't even know.
I didn't know it was for this. I did not know. All right, me and Jake were going in on it.
I couldn't find. I literally went to 3 stores to find marshmallows.
Wow.
I bought this when Katie, like 2 weeks ago. There's nothing in here. Okay, she's saying there's nothing.
There's
okay?
still stuff.
There's literally maybe a tablespoon. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the microwave.
Yeah, we're just gonna microwave this. If you like, you said that your friend likes to do white chocolate. If you do white chocolate, I would do it over a double broiler on the stove because white chocolate does not melt nicely at all in the microwave.
You know
it would just clump.
Because it's not real chocolate.
Huh? Oh yeah.
That's
Because
why.
like when I was making these guys, I did it over I tried to cheat and do it in the microwave. Luckily I didn't do a small amount and it didn't work. It just clumped. So I had to do it as a double broiler over the stove.
Okay. So like this much chocolate, how much butter?
Not a lot. You only need a little. Like mine's kind of weird looking, but I have like this much chocolate and this much butter.
Like a teaspoon?
Yeah, you don't need a whole lot.
Okay. Is this what? Okay. Put it in the middle.
So should I put more chocolate in here? Is this not enough chocolate?
I don't know. I'm gonna. So how many minutes?
So before we do that, take your peanut butter and then whatever you're going to use to sweeten it. I like to add honey to mine to sweeten it. Add that to a separate bowl.
A second. Oh, can you get the bread bowl? The bread bowl?
The little one?
Yeah. So you'll have yours.
All right.
So we're gonna put honey and peanut butter into the bowl.
Yeah, just to sweeten the peanut butter a little bit, because if you don't add like jelly or anything else to it, it's a nice little added sweetness, and it's good for you.
And how much?
Honestly, just peanut butter, that should be enough for you guys. That should be plenty.
You know how long this big thing lasts in my house? Like 2
Not
weeks.
long. It probably doesn't last long.
Oh, I can't get a bunch for some reason.
The biggest spoon.
She's making me hungry.
That's the goal. And then just add as much honey for as much sweetness as you want. I like to do like a teaspoon.
Okay. This is how I do honey, like in my tea. I drink tea all the time. I go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's
So really like a 3-second pour.
Oliver though has been like trying to make his own tea, so then I just tell him to count to 5.
What'd you say?
Oliver's been trying to make his own tea, so I just tell him to count to 5.
Oh, that's cute.
We just got cotton candy tea. I mean candy cane.
I was gonna say cotton candy. That does not sound good.
That's nice.
I do not want cotton candy tea.
Call me off.
I do. I think that might be good.
Ugh.
Okay, so we did our
mix it really well.
Okay.
You didn't put onion?
No. So you can do how many?
I got you.
I did 5 seconds. She said hers is more like 3.
3-second pour.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Groovy Foody.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot of honey. But that's fine. Honey's good for you.
Okay. Once we get the honey and the peanut butter, then what?
So now we can go ahead and melt our chocolate. So when you put your chocolate in the microwave, start with 45 seconds and then mix it, and then after that do it in intervals of 10 seconds.
Okay. So I'm gonna
we could put them both in
both bowls.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's fine.
What if we don't remember which is which?
You can clearly tell which one's which. Yours is darker.
Okay. So you do first 45, and I'm gonna ask her some questions.
And I'm gonna put mine in here.
Okay. So you had the idea of scrolling through and wishing that people had posted their recipes. And so how do you go from the idea of making your own Instagram food blogging that makes it more accessible for people to the implementation of it? Because people have ideas all the time, but they never execute on the idea.
I mean, you can never really go wrong when you first start. Like, obviously, when you start, you're not going to have a following. So, really, you're just doing it for you. And then you can share your posts, tell your friends to share your posts, follow you. If they like something that you post, then just have them tell other people, like, oh, hey, like, my friend made this. Like, you should check it out. Just stuff like that. Like, really just brand yourself is, like, the key. Like, don't ever give up on yourself when you first start. Like, when I first started, I had like 50 followers for maybe like 3 months straight. So I just kind of reevaluated what I was doing, and I became more interactive on the page, started interacting with other people, and it really just boosts the amount of followers that you get, because people want to interact with you. They want to make you, like, they want you to seem like you're a real human, not just like a brand behind the computer screen kind of thing. So I'm going to mix. Oops, I'm losing chocolate. Like, mine's almost, if you can see, it kind of looks.
What do you think, Bo? How did you feel like when you were gonna post your first photo? Like, what was the first picture ever? How did you get, like, just the bravery of, like, okay, I'm gonna do it?
Well, I harassed all my friends who are really good with, like, photography to be like, is this a good photo? Like, at the time, I really didn't know, like, how I was posting things. So one of my friends, she's really good, like, visually. She just kind of gave me pointers as to, like, make sure that, like, your frame is centered. Make sure that, like, the food is appealing, like, plated real nicely. Like, when I first started, my plating was not the greatest, but obviously as you go, like, you practice and you learn. And even if you need to, like, go online and look for inspiration that way. Like, there's no shame in going online to look for inspiration. Like I do it if I like, because sometimes I'll have like cooking blocks where I literally have no idea what to make. So I'll just scroll through like Pinterest and kind of just try to get ideas off of that. Or I'll try to take like like say for example, like Reese's and try to make it like my own kind of thing. Or take like a dish that everyone loves, but like make it healthy. All right, I'm gonna start filling up my cups because I don't want my chocolate to harden.
Yeah, so we're still working on the melting.
Yes, the peanut butter will still be creamy.
Okay. I feel like the honey makes it a little creamier, actually. I mean, I put a lot, maybe that's why.
Yeah, like you can look at my peanut butter is still, well, I don't know if you can see it. It's still like very smooth and creamy. It also depends on the brand. Like I got this one organic brand from Giant and it had like the water sitting on top of it. So the peanut butter itself was just very liquidy. So I just put it in the microwave for like 5-10 seconds just so you can kind of get more of like a solid peanut butter scoop because you don't want it to be like liquidy and then you just pour out when you take a bite out of it. So you just kind of got to like play around with what you have.
Which one is that one? The dark chocolate one? Ooh.
Still like a couple. I don't know if I should put in.
There's like a couple like little chocolate clumps. Is that okay?
Yeah, just mix it.
Guys, look at this. Oh my god. This is the espresso one coffee. Espresso.
That's good.
Oh man. So how should I scoop it? Just one tablespoon?
So here's like my little cup. Oh, can't really see it. I just put a little bit in the bottom of the cup.
Okay, a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use your spoon to spread it around?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you have like an even layer on the bottom.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine if your bottom is thicker. It's just a little harder to bite into. So I like to try to keep mine thin. And the first time I made this, I was worried because I was like, oh no, my bottom is thin. Is the peanut butter going to fall through? But the peanut butter just sat on top of the chocolate really nicely.
Okay. I got some on the side.
That's fine.
Oh my gosh. This bowl of chocolate right here makes me so happy.
That's good. Did you melt the whole bag?
Yeah. Was that too much?
No, that's fine.
Hold on, I'll check, but I'm pretty sure. There's a little bit left that I'll munch on with my yogurt. So 6 and 6, it looks like we'll be able to do. Like they'll do 6 with yours, and then I'll do 6. Oh man. So you mentioned eventually wanting a cookbook. What is your vision, like your big grandiose vision for Groovy Foody?
I want to grow my brand, but I don't know how I want to grow it yet. Like, hold on, I'm going to switch the camera view so you guys can see. Wait, can I switch the view on this thing?
I
Oh, I can.
She said,
Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, so you guys can actually see.
Wait, how did you do that?
How does she do what?
How is it like up above her?
Well, okay, I have like kitchen. I'll show you my like kitchen equipment that I have.
Ooh, yes, give us the inside
Here,
scoop.
you're right here. So
So once I got my first layer in, then what?
So then you add some peanut butter. So you can see I added just like a little bit of peanut butter into the center.
Oh, you did. Okay. Like a teaspoon or less?
Yeah, for you guys, a teaspoon should probably be good because you're doing whole peanut butter cups. And
So
obviously,
you,
if you're making these for people, use gloves. But these are all mine, so I'm just going to use my
yeah,
fingers.
these are all mine, and I'm sure.
I'm sure Eric's will be gone in like a day.
You
A
already know.
day?
You already know.
Wait to wake up tomorrow so I can eat these.
Who said that? Oh, I'm about to eat. Right.
And this is
Oh,
such like a fun thing to do with kids too, because kids love to get their hands dirty.
who you telling?
So you can always just have like your boys do this if you want to keep them occupied.
We're
Especially
thinking,
during especially during quarantine. There's not much that you can do.
right? So just cook.
Hmm.
Fine.
I know. So having because Instagram has a very weird algorithm. If you're not consistently active, then people won't see your post. So for a while, like when quarantine first started, I wasn't really on my page like that. Or actually, before quarantine first started, I really wasn't on my page like that. But then when quarantine hit, I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I just started cooking and took Groovy seriously. And I was on Groovy Foody every single day, posted so many times. And eventually I just burnt myself out. So then I just stopped. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. I can't burn myself out. I need to figure out what days work for me. So for Instagram, you need to post at least, or at least be interactive with your page at least 3 times a week. So for me, it works out where I will post something on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's nice too because Instagram will let you type out like a whole post and then save it.
Oh,
So yeah, so now I'll try if I have time on the weekends. I will just try to bang out all of my recipes and then I'll edit them and then I will just leave them in the draft section of Instagram and then I will just hit share when they're ready to be shared.
Like,
that's a great tip. That is a great tip. We got some
Yeah,
people that
because
podcasts on here that have to, so that's a really nice tip on how to do that.
before I was just making something, posting it that day, like the day of. So it'd be like Monday, I'm like, oh shoot, I have to post something. And then you also have to post like around like the time that your demographic is most active. So for me, it's around between like 9 to 11 a.m. So it's
Interesting. How do you figure?
or just based off the amount of engagement that you get. So for me, it's between 9 11 a.m. or sometimes on like a Wednesday, if I post around 7 p.m., I'll get a decent amount of engagement. But I try to just do it in the morning so I can kind of get not to say get it out of the way, but like just have it like done so I don't have to worry about it in a sense.
Right,
And I
right.
can carry on with my day and then I'll go to the page and like interact with whoever interacted with my post too.
are you
All right, so I
making
did half of mine with organic strawberry fruit spread. So now I'm going to cover
Okay.
the rest of mine with just some chocolate.
So you did some with peanut butter and some with the spread?
So I did all of them with peanut butter as the base, but I just added strawberry jam to some of them.
And then with the marshmallows, how should we do the marshmallows with some of them?
You can you can microwave them to melt them if you want, or you can just break them into pieces and just throw them on top, like how I did with the s'mores ones.
Okay. So I'm going to use an orange marmalade with
That sounds
some,
delicious.
and then I'm going to do some with the marshmallows.
That also sounds delicious.
What are we going to do?
So Katie, you had mentioned earlier about how you're looking at people's posts while you were in college, and then how the idea was starting to be born. Did you go to school for this? Did you go to school for culinary?
No, so actually in college, I went to school for business because my end goal is to own my own business. At first, I thought I wanted to own my own accounting firm, but now that I just am so food based, it's definitely going to be something food related. But I did just graduate, or I'm about to graduate a intense 3-month course from the Food Bank of Delaware. They have like a culinary program that you can take. And so I signed up for that and I graduate in like a couple weeks, I think. We just took our certification final on Thursday, and then tomorrow actually I have my cooking final.
Hey,
That's exciting.
Yeah, and I actually got lucky enough to get a job at the food bank, so that's exciting.
that's awesome.
Wow, that is amazing. So, do you think had COVID not happened causing quarantine, you would have been here right now?
No, I don't think I would have taken Groovy Foody as seriously, and I definitely wouldn't have gotten into the food bank program because the food bank program really focuses on people who are looking for a job and just having a hard time finding a job. And before COVID, I had like 2, 3 jobs, depending on how you want to view it. But
Yeah.
after COVID hit, I lost all of my jobs, even my accounting job I lost. So I was kind of like I turned into like the perfect candidate for it. So like COVID for me was kind of a blessing in disguise because I was able to get the culinary classes that I had wanted, because I've been looking for culinary classes for a while now, but they're all just so expensive. And what I wanted, like, you have to take all of those base courses like reading and math, and just like I don't need to do that. I already graduated college.
Right.
So this program was perfect because we learned 2 years worth of information in 3 months. So that's kind of what I was looking for too, just like an intensive crash course.
That's awesome. We were actually just talking about that because our guest last week created a juicing business out of COVID. So
Yeah, I saw. I was.
like it's just like COVID for some people have just definitely been like a blessing in disguise. You know, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy because it's just kind of like, well, what can you do to focus your time? Because I've always loved cooking, but I never necessarily wanted to work in a restaurant because I just don't care for like the restaurant life. But COVID made me realize that I don't have to do restaurant. I can do catering. I can own my own business because I want to own my own business anyway. So I can own like my own kind of cafe where I can have like a juice bar with like desserts and a menu for people to choose from. And also I didn't want to do a restaurant either because it's just like the same thing every single day. That just takes the creativity out of cooking for me. And I need that creative aspect. That's also why I went into cooking, was because it's really, cooking is art.
No, it is. It
Right.
is.
Even if it's just as simple as peanut butter cups.
That's awesome. You feel like it's crazy how everything kind of goes full circle because it was something that you didn't really think of. You always imagined having your own business, and essentially you are creating your own business, doing something that you love. You know, it's like it's great.
Yeah, people should never give up on their dreams because if you work hard towards it, your dreams will come true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna cut some strawberry slices so I know which one are strawberry because it's always Russian roulette for me. I never know which ones I'm grabbing.
Working hard, right? That means that there's ups and downs, and you have to work through the ups and downs and work through the times where you kind of maybe want to give up. So,
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
your journey of this whole intense program and kind of really getting Groovy Foodie off the ground, can you share like maybe some challenges or moments where you felt like, oh, maybe I don't want to do this, and how did you like get back up from that?
Yeah, so earlier I had talked about me burning myself out because I was just doing too much on Groovy Foodie. I literally was just on my phone 24/7 basically, and I got burnt out. So I just got so discouraged because I was like, I have no life, even though it's only quarantine. Like, I wasn't spending any time with my family that I lived with during quarantine. I was just like cooped up in my room or cooped up in the kitchen. If I was in the kitchen, I was like, leave me alone. Like, don't bother me. I need to do this. So it really was just like taking a second and I was like, do I really want to do this? And then I was like, yes, I really do want to do this. So then I was like, well, how does it work best for me? Because at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. Yes, if this is what you want your livelihood to be, then you need to just kind of suck it up. But you also need to create a schedule that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always important to have me time, no matter what, how busy you are, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, say like going for like a little walk or just meditating for 5 minutes, like that's you time. That's very necessary, even just for like your mental health. So for
Mhm.
me, figuring out that, okay, I can post 3 days a week and be happy with it, and that's what helped me out. Because for a while after I got burnt out, I probably didn't post on Groovy for like 2 weeks, and it was really bad. Like, I had people messaging me being like, "Hey, like, are you still active? Like, what's going on? Haven't seen anything from you recently." And then I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I really do need to like
So
get
you
on it
have
again."
looking forward to you posting.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like that's so special.
It makes you feel good. It makes you realize that like what you're creating, people enjoy. Because at the end of the day, I want people to be happy, and food is just like a great way to make people happy, really.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna put mine in the refrigerator so they can set so I can eat them. I wasn't gonna say we, but yeah. And I only put strawberries on top of mine so I know which ones have the strawberry jam in them.
Oh my gosh, but that's gonna be so good with the fresh strawberries.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Some
you should really see my refrigerator. It's ridiculous because the past 2 days I've just been baking for Groovy Foodie, and it's just craziness. Like, there's no room for anything else except for what I've made.
well, how do you eat your meals?
I just cook them as well. Actually, that's another thing too. Creating a schedule if you have your own business is very important because, for example, today I went to work at the. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. I went to work at the food bank and I came home and straight went to Groovy Foodie. I literally didn't eat until like 7 o'clock today. So it's just like I just completely avoided my schedule because I was like, oh, well, I just want to finish this real quick. Where it's just like, no, like take a second, take a breath. Like it will be there after you take like your 5-10 minute break. But
Right.
sometimes even I still forget that.
Yeah.
Because like life just gets so hectic. And I feel like before COVID hit, like the world was just on the go. Like I feel like it was just worse than what it usually was. And I think when COVID hit, everyone just kind of like had to chill and relax. Like even just the earth, like the ozone layer started to get healthy, like repairing itself because people weren't driving around as much. Like California, that fog just completely lifted. It was just crazy. And sometimes like, you need to take that and put it into your own life. Like, okay, take a breath. Like, just calm down. Even
Yeah.
though it doesn't seem like there's enough hours in the day, you just have to just take a breather sometimes.
Yeah. Like maybe some people don't know how to do that. Like how did you go from the point of like constantly being overwhelmed and like recognizing that you need to take a breather? Like I think some people don't know how to do that or know how to recognize that moment.
Um, it really is just sitting down and evaluating what you do on a day-to-day basis and kind of go from there. Like, even if you have to write out a schedule or put into your cell phone, like, okay, Monday, I want to do this, this, and this. So just like plan out your day very strategically if you have to. Sometimes going with the flow is better. Like I love going with the flow, but if there's days where I know I have a lot of stuff to do, eating is like the last thing that I'll think about. So I'm like, no, I need to actually schedule my day so I know when I can eat. Or if that is the case, then I'll pre-make a meal if I'm on the go all day. Like I won't come home at all. Instead of buying food, I'll just eat whatever I make, and I'll make sure that it's something that I can eat like cold. If I don't have like a source to heat it up.
Yes, I love those tips. So planning, prepping meals ahead of time,
and making food that makes you happy.
How do you come up with your food ideas? Like, is it stuff that you've seen before, you tried before, or just are there ones that you just kind of like have created for the first time ever?
Some of it is things that I've seen. Some of it, I'm just like, I wonder how this would taste. Like the peanut butter cups that we just made. One day I was just really craving for a Reese's, and I was like, well, why not just make it? Or there's just, I don't know, my brain is just very weird. It's always running. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll try to make this and see how it works. Like I had just posted a lavender chai recipe because I love lavender and I love chai. So I was like, why not try to mix the two? I thought it was going to be easy to make. Literally took me 4 different tries to get the recipe correct because lavender can just be overpowering. Like the first time I made it, it was bitter, but it was also too sweet. Makes no sense, but that's just how it works.
how can that be possible?
I know, it didn't make any sense. Like when you first drank it, you were like, oh wow, this is so sweet. And then at the end of it, you're like, whoa, this is a little bitter. I don't know what I did. But so yeah, it took me 4 different tries to make that recipe, but I finally got it down packed and it's on my page now.
Like your recipe, like you figured out like the amounts of each thing and of all the ingredients. So it's yours like from scratch.
Yep.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're a chef.
Yeah.
You're going into 2021 as a chef. How do you feel about that?
What did you say?
You're going into 2021 as a chef. You're a certified chef.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I guess because I've been cooking so long, it just doesn't seem any different. Like, it's nice that I have that certification, so if I go somewhere, I can be like, hey, look, like, I'm certified to do this. I know all of, like, the safety measures and precautions, et cetera, et cetera. And even, like, what they were teaching us in school, like, just having that certification, even if someone's a little more qualified, because I have that certification, I'll get the job over that more qualified person. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
What's special about the certification?
So the certification that I got is the manager ServSafe, and ServSafe just tells you all about kitchen and restaurants, like rules and guidelines, everything from taking out the trash to greeting your customer at the front of the restaurant. There's just so many things that go on, or like cross-contamination. Like if you think about it, now we have to wear masks everywhere we go. But
right.
If you think about it, chefs, in a sense, I feel like should have always been having to wear masks, because if you think about it, when you're cooking or even when you're just plating something, like if I'm plating something, my face is so close to whatever I'm plating half the time because you're trying to get those fine details. And it's like that can cause contamination of the person's food, because what happens if you like sneeze out of nowhere or something? It's like, oh wow, like this whole entire dish is ruined now. So it's kind of crazy to think that chefs never had to wear a face mask before, but like now obviously that's a thing, and that probably will stay a thing after this.
Right. That's so crazy.
Why do you think that wasn't a thing before?
Well, because there are like guidelines that you're supposed to follow. Like you're not anything in the restaurant business that you're not going to cook, you're not supposed to touch it with your bare hands. You need to have gloves on or like use a pair of tongs or something like that. So there's a lot of strict guidelines that you have to follow anyway. But yeah, I really don't know why that wasn't a thing. I guess because people really didn't think about it. Like buffets, for example. Like buffets are probably the least sanitary thing you could think of, but they were around before COVID.
What do you think so far out of everything that you've made is your favorite dish? If you could choose one, or maybe like the top three.
I don't know. That's hard. I guess the vodka pasta that I made, that's definitely up there. Probably my chocolate coffee, like cake and cupcakes. That's definitely up there. What else? I guess now my chai. I love it. I drink it like every other day until I find something else to obsess over.
So it's like after like fresh. I'm gonna have to look it up. I didn't see it yet, but I love chai.
Yeah, same.
Oliver might like it. He's my tea partner. Oliver's my
That's
tea partner.
cute. That's cute.
There's peanut butter left over. You want some?
I have some too.
Oh. How long do we have to let them sit?
Just until the chocolate gets hard.
Well, how long does that take?
I mean, it really just depends on how much you put on there, on top. It can take anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes usually. Not that long. Chocolate hardens really fast. Like it doesn't take long at all to thaw.
So, cookbook, building your brand, maybe future cooking show. You could be the next Rachel Ray.
Yeah. I'd rather have my own like TV network though. So I don't know. We'll see. My next goal is really to just open up my own like little cafe. Like my friend and I, we were actually in the works of like looking for a building and like figuring out like where we wanted to move to. And we had kind of chosen Arizona, like the Scottsdale part, because we both of us are just so tired of the cold. And I've always wanted to live in Arizona. It's only like a 4-hour drive from California, so it's not that bad. And I have family in California, so I'd like love to go see them whenever possible. But then Corona hit, so now because we were gonna move towards the end of 2021, early 2022, but I mean COVID doesn't look like it's gonna go anywhere anytime soon, so we're probably just gonna have to push that back. But so for now, like we're still like looking into places. I'm just creating random recipes that I can take with me to wherever we go. And that's another great thing about posting on Instagram is that I can just kind of gauge like which posts get more interactions and which ones don't, to see like, okay, like people like this more than they like something else. So that's also, it's like free, what is it? Free, I don't even know what it's called.
Research and development.
Yeah. So that's always nice.
Free R&D.
Yeah.
So a cafe, why a cafe?
Because I don't want a restaurant, and I thought about catering, but I don't know anything about the catering business. And originally, after the food bank, work with the food bank, you're supposed to do a 2-week internship, and I was going to apply for a catering business, but that's not a thing anymore because, like, we just all have to. Well, my job, I'm interning for the job right now, even though I got hired. But I'm going to use this as my intern hours, and the other girls in my class, they just have to do their internship at the food bank. Like, we can't even go into another restaurant or wherever we wanted to go. So that kind of sucks. But, yeah.
So let's say COVID is not going anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would that alter, like, what's plan B in, like, if people are not going into cafes or restaurants to purchase things?
Well, I mean, it depends on the area. You obviously, like, you have to go do your research to see if people are still eating out in the specific area. Like, I know in Arizona, especially in the Scottsdale area, people still go out all the time. Like, they don't care. They'll go out, they'll go sit in a restaurant if they still can, or they'll just go do takeout. So for us, even if we were to move, say, like, early 2022, and set up a business in a good area, just as long as we market ourselves well and kind of do like some kind of promotion to draw people in, like we probably should still be fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I'm just gonna grow Groovy Foody. I'm in the works of creating a website too, like a website blog. So for that blog, I'm gonna do just like basic like knife skills or just like basic things like that, like show someone like what a julienne is, like that kind of knife cut and stuff like that. So it can just be like an all around blog. Like you get your food, but then you also get like how to hold a knife properly or how to cut, like how to properly dice an onion. Because I guarantee you guys aren't cutting an onion like the way you're supposed to, like just like stuff like that, just like kitchen safety.
The way you cut an onion like you're supposed to, does it reduce the tears?
No. No matter what you do, it just makes it easier. Cutting an onion the correct way just makes it easier and faster, so you have less of a chance of crying.
All right, so there's a chance to reduce the tears. He cutting an onion. Why do they do that? Like,
Yeah, I have no idea. Because one day in class, I was cutting up a bunch of onions for a recipe that we were making, and I was fine before anything. Like, I wasn't thinking about me cutting the onion because I've done it 1,000 times. And then one of my classmates, she's like, "Oh, Katie, like, I can't believe you're cutting the onion like that and not tearing up." Of course, like 3 seconds later, there goes my eyeballs because I started thinking about it. And my eyes just started burning, so I had to like walk away for a second, and our chef instructor just started laughing at me because he was like, "Stop thinking about it." I'm like, "Well, now I can't." I'm just gonna cry the entire time while I cut these onions, I guess.
it's so crazy, like mind over matter situation.
Mm-hmm. Cutting onions definitely is. I mean, granted, like you can't help it, but if you're thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying while I'm cutting these onions," I guarantee you, the second you think it, you're gonna start crying.
It's so crazy how our bodies respond that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
So the goal for the cafe now, would this be in connection or conjunction with Groovy Foodie, or will it be a separate entity in itself? Like you're gonna keep them separate, or are you gonna like find a way to unite the two?
So I'll knit the two together. The name of the cafe probably will be different from Groovy, just because I'm involving somebody else with it. So it's only fair to have something that we both want in the name for that. But we had talked about like selling merchandise or selling just random stuff, and it would be like groovy whatever we wanted, like groove, or it would be like groovy something by, or like, it could just be like Groovy Foodie by, and then like our names at the end of it. So that's how I'll incorporate Groovy Foodie into whatever we do with that. So we were thinking like just like t-shirts, hats, basic stuff, like kitchenware, and wherever else we venture into and stuff like that.
Love
But definitely
it.
kitchenware. Kitchenware is like on our radar.
That's
Now,
a great idea.
now, is your friend a chef as well, or?
No, not at all. But she's really good with like, she's a really good like with advertising and marketing and stuff. And she'll come up with like she does like to cook, but she'll just follow a recipe like step by step. So she knows the basic kitchen skills, so I can tell her to go do something and like she'll do it.
Oh, okay.
So I would be like, she would more so be like the front house person, and I would kind of be like the back house person. Like I'll take care of like the finances, and she'll just market us and get our name and bring awareness to our brand. So she would be really great at that, because I like people, but I don't necessarily like having to sell myself to people. And she's just like all about like, hey, like come blah 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 blah. Like she's very people friendly, so that helps a lot.
We're a great team, you know.
Yeah, great.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so awesome. So we're checking the cups.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Okay. Our audience is waiting.
Oh, they're getting there.
Not yet. Turn the refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait another like 5 minutes maybe for my peanut butter cups.
It'll be good over here. So
I told Eric to turn the refrigerator temperature up or down.
Down.
You know what I mean.
So fun fact, your refrigerator should never go above 41 degrees. 41 is the maximum that your refrigerator should be.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
if your refrigerator is above 41 degrees, you better turn it down.
Exactly.
I don't know.
What if you? Not all refrigerators have thermometers.
Put one in there.
Well, then put one in there. Put one in. Put it in the warmest part of the refrigerator.
Which would be like near the light bulb.
Yeah, towards the front or the back. I don't know. Each refrigerator is different.
I feel
Our
like ours in the back is like
everything
ice
is
cold.
frozen in the back of our fridge.
Yeah. Do you guys like jam pack it? Because if you're jam packing it, then that's why. Because like the fridge, the airflow goes from the back to the front. So if you have everything back there, it's gonna be trapped within whatever. It's gonna be harder for like the airflow to go throughout the refrigerator. So that's why everything in the back is just frozen solid because it's getting all the air, whereas the stuff in the front is not getting the air as much that it needs.
Yeah, it's normally jam packed. We have like 15 people in this household.
Yeah. I mean, mine's always jam packed too. Like in class, we were learning like you shouldn't overstuff your refrigerator, and I was like, well, I'm just not going to be able to follow that rule in my own house. Just not going to happen.
Of your kitchen stuff, your kitchen stuff.
Okay, let me take my phone out of this thing. So, I have. So, the thing that I was using to hold my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is like the part that holds the phone. And then this just connects to the edge of my counter. So I can take it off or put it on whenever I want. And it just kind of goes like this. So I can like pull it down, pull it up. I can move it. Hold on, wait. I can move it like backwards. I can move it forwards, just depending. And I got this so I can take like videos of me making something, or yeah, just like how we were doing, or like during this live, I don't feel like holding my phone like this the whole time, so I'm just gonna put it on the thing so I don't have to hold my phone. And then I also got these lights from Amazon. So if it's at nighttime and I'm creating a recipe and I want to take a picture for it, I can just use these, and I have two of them. I have one there, and I have one here.
Oh, you legit.
Yeah. Because you need good lighting when you're trying to take a picture. And these babies are so bright. Hold on, let me turn them on. I'm going to put you guys down for a second. So this is how bright it is with those lights. Like, it's brighter than my kitchen lights.
Oh, wow. That's
like, I'm glowing right now because these babies are so bright. But yeah, so it makes taking photos just that much easier.
Do you need those lights in the daytime too?
It depends. I have like a little section by my window where I try to get natural light, because if I can get natural light, I prefer natural light. But if it's like a cloudy day, then I'll just use these lights. But sometimes I won't use both of them. Like one of them is more of like a yellowy tint, and the other one is just straight like blinding. Like I can't. I'm like looking into it, trying to move it. Just am blinding myself while trying to do that. But yeah, so like these things are just like intense. But I mean, it helps. Like, it gets the job done. Like, I was actually just using these before we had started the live because I was trying to get some pictures of stuff that I made. And then I was like, wait, I need to eat before I get on.
Good. Thank goodness you fed yourself.
Yeah.
So the next post is Wednesday, you said? Wednesday's your day?
Yeah. So Wednesday I'll be posting one of the recipes, one of the baked goods that I had made today. And I was going to actually yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to post yet because I just want to post them all, but got to be patient.
Will the Christmas trees be posted soon?
Yeah, they'll either be posted this week or next week. Because the Christmas tree was just for like a cupcake decoration for one of the cupcakes that I've made.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot that you guys, because I use Snapchat a lot, and I forgot that you guys don't have Snapchat, because then you would know what the Christmas trees are going on.
Oh.
So Snapchat has like the sneak peek right there.
Yeah, I do all my sneak peeks on Snapchat, so
Okay.
Okay, I thought about doing it on. I probably will. I probably should start doing it on my food blog because I do, or on Instagram because I do have more followers on Instagram than on my Snapchat. But Snapchat is where all the OGs are.
It's a little more intimate, you know.
Maybe you could do the sneak peeks on the stories.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I've just been doing it on Snapchat, and I don't know. I guess after I post it there, I just don't think to post it on my Instagram. But I probably should start. Also, I'm gonna turn these lights off because I'll be right back. I'm like blinding myself with the one. It's like right in my face.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. My hands are filled with chocolate, and I'm going to force myself to go to bed tonight.
Okay, these should be ready.
Dun, dun, dun. Are you guys ready?
Our Otis is still awake. We'll have him come up and fix too.
Oh, yeah.
Monte! Come.
Alright, so I am going to point you guys downwards again. So you can, whoops, let's bring this down.
Are you ready? This is the proof of being the oldest.
You gotta come around here. So the ones with the strawberries on it, they have strawberry filling inside of it, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be so good. I really want one of those strawberry ones.
These are milk chocolate.
I'm going to have to take a drive.
With peanut butter and then marshmallow. These are an espresso with the marmalade. So ours too.
Take a look, though.
Oh my.
Wow, they look so good. I can't. Yours got filled a lot. You did your whole bag. You ended up doing your whole bag.
I went back and did it. I didn't fill it all the way up.
I should have did that. Mine look all puny. I want to try yours.
You know, I'm giving.
Ooh, God. Ooh. Bring it to the camera. Bring it to the camera. The shape is like perfect. Oh, wow. That's a big one. Look how stupid, guys. Oh, my God.
Yum.
A little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's still going to be so good.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh.
So good. Did you do marmalade in any of yours?
No. I didn't.
Are we sharing?
No.
I'm going to get my own.
Can you get your own?
I'm gonna cut mine open.
I'm going to get this one.
I'm a husky boy.
Look.
So this is the inside of my peanut butter cup.
Ooh.
I wish it would focus. There we go. Yes, that looks delicious.
Yeah, this one was ready. I feel like it would have been perfect like a few more minutes, but
Yeah, you guys definitely could use a few more minutes. Pop those babies right back into the fridge.
That's so good.
And it's so simple.
Yes. Yes.
And if you think about it, it's way cheaper than buying Reese's at the grocery store.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
we're
for
ever
the price of one bag, you get all the ingredients that you need, and you'll be making like quadruple the amount.
All right,
Maybe triple.
this is gonna be the one that has the marmalade in it.
Do they all have the marmalade in it?
No, only this side.
Oh, okay. Marmalade and
I feel like a little more, but it tastes so good.
That is good.
Mm. So good. I'm gonna save her one. I'm gonna save her that one. I got you. I'm gonna save you the espresso one with peanut butter and marshmallows. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that he ate my receipt? I gave it to him so he could taste it, and he just.
I didn't realize it.
He knew what he was doing. Don't let him fool you.
We're making some more tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
With this one. How do you call it? Brand?
Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be delicious.
Bittersweet chocolate chips. What's the difference between bittersweet and semi-sweet?
I think bittersweet is used with like a darker chocolate, because the darker you get, the more bitter it gets.
So is this kid approved?
Yay.
It is espresso. You just said that. This was so fun.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to make this thing and do that baka pasta next time.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really simple recipe. I think you only need, let me think, 1, 2. I think the sauce only calls for like 5 things, maybe, if I'm like thinking about it right. And then obviously the pasta, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. It's really simple. It's all simple ingredients.
Maybe we need to pair it with a cocktail since we're gonna have vodka available anyway.
I mean, you can if you want.
Is Groovy Foody do cocktails?
I haven't made any cocktails for the page yet, actually. I don't really know why. I thought about it, but I just have never really gotten around to it. Like, I was thinking about making a Thanksgiving one, but that obviously never happened. And I was thinking maybe a Christmas one, but I don't know. We'll see. Because I was thinking about doing something with, like, apple cider, like a spiked apple cider drink or something. Yeah.
That would be so good.
Mm-hmm. But I just need to figure out what would go good with it before.
I'll try that one too. All right.
So thank you so much as we wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, you need to put yours back in the refrigerator.
Yeah, no, we definitely are. We definitely are. The rest
One more.
You can finish
Mine
that.
are all ready to go.
Ask the rest of the question. All right. So we're just gonna recap your journey. You were an accountant, and you always thought about starting your own blog, and finally, in COVID, the blessing in disguise came about, and you finally birthed Groovy Foody.
Mm-hmm. Well, Groovy Foody was birthed like back in 2016 or 2017. I don't remember when. Yeah, I just didn't really start. I mean, I took it kind of serious when I first started, but then I stopped, and then quarantine is when I really started taking it serious.
That's a couple years.
Yeah, Groovy Foody has been a thing for a while. And then, like, I would just randomly post on it from time to time. But now I'm, like, really just building the brand itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So throughout this entire conversation, it's been an amazing talk. You've brought up a lot of great points. Your journey has went through leaps and bounds and made unexpected turns. So to kind of sum it up, if you could give somebody advice in regards to how you kill the day every day, what would it be?
Just don't give up on yourself. Always believe in you. Make sure that your well-being is good, because anything that you project starts with you. So if you're in a good, sound place, then that will project onto other people and your brand or whatever you're trying to build. If you are just always stressed or always worried or whatever the situation may be, then that's also going to project, and that's going to hurt you, not only you, but it can hurt the people around you, because you take out your frustration on the people closest to you. So that can obviously hurt like those relationships. But yeah, really it just starts with you. Like make sure that you are sound with yourself. If you feel like you're spiraling, take a second. Even if you have to say no to something, don't be afraid to say no. A lot of people are always like, when you're first starting out, everyone thinks that like you have to say yes, 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 yes. No, that's not the case. Especially if yes, yes, yes is hurting yourself, then say no. It's okay to say no. And if the person gets angry or upset over it, then like it just wasn't meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Like, for example, I had applied for the culinary program before COVID. I didn't get in, just didn't think much of it. But then it was a blessing in disguise because that class wasn't really in the kitchen, or they didn't do things the way that you were supposed to be doing. So for me, it was a blessing in disguise not getting in the first time, because when I got in, we could go full force and learn the correct way. So like, even if you think that something should happen in your life and it doesn't, it maybe just wasn't, it's not time yet. Everything, yeah, you just have to just believe in the process and the flow of things. And obviously, like, you have to make advances towards your goal. Like, you can't just sit around and not do anything, or if something doesn't happen, like, for example, like, if I didn't get accepted the first time, but I applied the second time, still trying, like, always try until you get what you want. Like, never stop.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing your story with us. It's been
Thanks
so
for having me.
So delicious.
Yeah, next time we'll do an actual cooking demo. I will make you guys cook.
Okay.
An actual meal.
This is a little feeler.
Yeah, this was the tester.
Yeah, just let me know what you guys want to cook, and that's what we'll make. Well, I guess Eric wants to do the vodka pasta, so I guess it's going to be vodka pasta.
So, thank you guys for who joined us, and for those who will watch it later. We are so excited and so thankful to have Katie with us from Groovy Foody. Make sure to go check out her page and follow. You'll be sure to find a recipe that catches your eye and satisfies your belly. Catch us next week. We'll be chatting with Juliana Featherman. She is the founder of Making Authentic Connections, which is a mobile app that connects people on the autism spectrum with people in their area to make friends. So we're so excited to hear her story and her brother's story, and how they brought this idea for our app to life. So next Monday, 9 o'clock. Until then, remember, kill the day, every day. Bye.